some pretty interesting casting news, and this is all coming on the heels of Batman Day, which was just a couple of days ago, and it is for the potential casting news for a new Commissioner Gordon, as well as either the Penguin or the Riddler. Now, this is for Jonah Hill as well as Jeffrey Wright playing these characters. Now, first off, I'm going to talk to you guys about Jonah Hill and my thoughts about his potential rumored casting as far as being in talks to play either one of these characters and their villains. In the Batman Rogues Gallery, you've got the Penguin and the Riddler. Now, I feel like Jonah Hill is more of the Penguin, and I feel like he would play off this character. He was literally not on my radar to play this character. There was, a few other casting choices that I had on my mind, and I feel like he is a good actor. I think he's done a lot of interesting movies recently, and movies that I feel like are memorable roles that he's been in. And as far as this character goes, I mean, nobody could possibly top Danny DeVito as Oswald Cobblepot. But then again, Danny DeVito made this role very iconic in Batman Returns, as well as Robin Lord Taylor in the Gotham TV show. And when you have both characters, the Penguin and the Riddler, on the Gotham TV show, I mean, there's going to be a problem once they start casting for a potential live action movie. And in this case, Jonah Hill has to pick either one of these options. And it would be cool because we haven't seen these two characters on the big screen in a long time. So it would be interesting to see either one of them come back. But for what I've been hearing Jonah Hill asking to be in this movie, it kind of doesn't seem like he wants to be a part of the DCU after all. And is he planning on going to Marvel? I'm not trying to start a war, but it is kind of on my mind at this point in time. I think, like I said, he would make a pretty good Penguin. I just don't completely see him as the Riddler. I mean, he was on that Netflix series called Maniac, which he sort of reminded me of this Riddler type character, but in the long run, I don't feel like I see him embodying the Riddler type of role. Now, if I were to cast somebody as the Riddler, I'd probably say Eddie Redmayne. But then again, we all remember how he was a villain in Jupiter Ascending. Jonah Hill would play this role pretty well if he does end up being in this movie, as well as being cast as the Penguin. But then again, I had been vouching for Josh Gad to play this role as well, but apparently he wasn't on Matt Reeves' radar to potentially be in talks for this role. But then again, I just feel like he'd be too funny to play the Penguin and maybe not taken as seriously enough, even though he was seriously campaigning to be this character. So I don't know where the heck that all went down the drain. But then when you start thinking about who is going to play Commissioner Gordon, I mean, Jeffrey Wright is a good actor, and I would say that, he's done some pretty memorable roles, and especially in more franchise type of situations like The Hunger Games. You've got the Daniel Craig James Bond movies, and you even have the TV series Westworld, which obviously gets a lot of awards buzz. Now, I feel like I see him more of a Hugo Strange type of character because, honestly, I can't see anybody else playing Jim Gordon other than J.K. Simmons or even Gary Oldman, who had previously played him in the Dark Knight trilogy. But I feel like it is kind of unfortunate for J.K. Simmons to not be in this role anymore, considering we had only seen him in one movie, and that was Justice League. And I really could have seen more potential there, but then after they got rid of Ben Affleck as Batman and put in Robert Pattinson instead, I felt like, well, now they're gonna start recasting everybody. And as far as J.K. Simmons' other memorable roles go, like J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man, and he's apparently back in that role for something. I didn't see Spider-Man Far From Home, I will though, but I heard that he's back in that role, so I don't know what to say about Jeffrey Wright playing this character, but I hope he does a good job if he does end up getting the role. But I know that the one thing that is on everyone's mind is that he is not white, and that in the comics he was always portrayed as a white character, but we had already seen that before in Man of Steel with Lawrence Fishburne playing Perry White, and I remember when it was controversial to have him play that character as well, and seeing Jeffrey Wright play Jim Gordon, I think as far as his acting chops go, I think he could pull it off, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens when and if these roles, you know, come into fruition and are actually confirmed to be true, because I'm just so nervous about the future of these DC movies as a whole and seeing where this all goes. I know the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix comes out soon, so I just get really nervous with all of these iterations of these characters, the constant casting changes, and you know, not being able to be consistent like I know Marvel has been with their casting over the course of 10 years. So I'm hoping for the best, and I'm hoping that everything is all going to run smoothly and this movie doesn't end up being disappointing, because I know I was already on the fence about Robert Pattinson playing the new Batman other than Ben Affleck, and now I'm just hoping that Matt Reeves can pull off a good Batman movie, and we'll just have to wait and see until we hear more news, and even potentially once the movie starts to film, we get to see some set photos and then a trailer. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of the latest Batman casting news, and if you like these choices, or if you would want to see somebody else in these iconic roles. Let me know, and as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, come back every week for a Trail Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.